Hi, my name's Bill. I'm a second semester student at Laney College in Oakland, California in their manual machining program. And in this video, I'm going to describe how I intend to build a cast iron lap nut. My instructor at Laney is Adam. You can follow him at Instagram at Laney Machine Tech. If you want to follow me and my photograph documentation of the projects I work on, you can follow me at Bicycle Bubba. This project is actually partway done. Making a lap nut is actually a short phase in building a complicated tool called a collet block. That's this tool here. What I'm using that for is a work holding solution. I am machining some free machining stainless steel, and I have a shaft that's a particular diameter, and I need to hold that shaft precisely for other operations, and I need a work holding solution for that. So enters the spring collet, which fits perfectly on this shaft. A spring collet is something that gets drawn into a taper and it squeezes onto a piece of work, so it holds it very precisely, very repeatably, and doesn't mar the surface. When you're holding a shaft like that but want to hold it steady like in a vise, then you need something called a collet block. And so this holds that taper, and now I can mount my work in a vise. But they don't sell this separately. This happens to be an ER20 collet. And so with the encouragement of my instructor, I'm making my own. I took a block of 1018 mild steel and roughed out this general shape, did the single point threading of the external threads, cut an internal taper, and then we put it in the heat treating furnace and took this 1018 mild steel from a Rockwell hardness of 19 all the way to a Rockwell hardness of 60. So it's very, very hard tool quality steel. But now all of our subsequent machining operations aren't going to be normal turning and milling. It's all going to be grinding. So far, I've already ground the internal taper here, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it is just delicious. And now I need to clean up these threads. In the heat treating operation, the material itself sort of swells in size, and so this nut, which used to fit, now doesn't fit. Because the material has grown. That's a good thing, because now we can grind away on these threads and make them totally perfect. And to do that, that's called thread lapping. And I'm going to make a nut that we can use special gemstone infused goo to screw a nut back and forth on those threads and grind the threads into perfection. We choose a material that is softer than our hard steel so that the gemstone infused goo sort of embeds into this softer material and enables lapping. So this is a chunk of cast iron, and this will be new for me. I've never machined cast iron before. I've got a general idea how this material behaves, but it's a new process. So here's my drawing. Here's what I intend to build. It's a chunk of cast iron. This is a scale drawing. I'm going to cut a hole in the middle, thread that hole, drill a couple holes, and slit it 3 times on the bandsaw so it acts as a pinch nut, so I can adjust how tight it squeezes onto these threads while I'm doing the lapping operations. As an aside here, I'd like to discuss why I'm doing this particular project. I've explained I've got a work holding task where I need to hold a piece of work. For that, I've identified a tool that could satisfy that work holding solution. That tool doesn't exist commercially, so I can't buy it. So I've decided to make it. And in order to make that tool, I have to make another tool to help me make the first tool. And so it's a natural question, Bill, why the heck are you even bothering? Can't you just figure out some other way to actually hold that piece of work? And so I want to talk about just the general motivations on what I'm doing. So yes, number one, it is a work holding task that I need to execute. But I think even more important, it's an opportunity to acquire tools. If you're a maker like me, acquiring tools is a noble pursuit that never ends, and it's always great to get more tools. As a learning machinist, even better, it's a tool making opportunity. Making tools is awesome and is what makes machinists, I think of it as the most noble pursuit for the manual machinist, is to make tools. And what I learn is the better the tools are, the more hand processes were involved. And so the whole pursuit of tool making is just terrific. And so I think that that's just a great thing to do. If you have an opportunity to make a tool, you absolutely should. And then number four, and probably the most important thing, I'm a student. This is my second semester, and I'm attempting to greedily acquire as many skills as I possibly can because my real project is myself. As a machinist, I want to get better. I want to know more. I want to learn more and be able to have those skills in my toolkit to solve other problems moving forward. So that's why I'm taking a relatively simple task and making it into a complex project that needs a pretty complicated tool to do it. So hopefully that all makes sense.